This is one of my dividend stock portfolios worth around $500,000. I have been building this portfolio for many years now, and at this time this portfolio pays me around $2,000 per month in dividends every single month. Now in this video we are going to go over step by step some of the easiest and cheapest methods to build a dividend stock portfolio that generates $100 per month in dividend income. We are going to go over all of this and more right after you please drop a like in the video and subscribe for more high quality content like this. Now investors often want to buy dividend stocks or dividend ETFs because they offer a regular stream of income in the form of dividends, which are typically paid out quarterly or monthly. Dividend stocks are typically issued by stable and well-established companies that have a history of generating consistent profits, and they are also often considered to be less risky than growth stocks because a lot of times they have a longer track record and they have lower beta. Now, in addition to providing income, dividend stocks can also offer the potential for capital appreciation over the long term. Companies that pay dividends often have a strong track record of financial performance and are likely to continue growing their profits, at least investors can hope, which can lead to higher stock prices, along with, of course, the dividends paid out. Investors who are looking for a steady income stream may prefer dividend stocks over other type of investments like growth stocks. But also it's important to keep in mind that neither dividend stocks nor growth stocks are necessarily better than each other. One thing that dividend stock investors love about the dividends paid is the option to use the dividend income generated on a monthly or quarterly basis to do things like help cover bills, or of course reinvest the dividends and create the famous snowball compounding effect that all dividend investors chase after. But it's important to keep in mind that not all dividend stocks or dividend paying ETFs are created equal. And just because a dividend stock or ETF has a high yield, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily better than a lower yielding stock or ETF. And of course, this goes without saying, it's important to do thorough research on any stock or any investment. Now let's go through and find out what the simple math is in order for an investor to figure out how many shares of X, Y, or Z stock or ETF they would need to purchase in order to surpass that $100 per month dividend goal. The math to figure out how much you would need to invest in any different stock or ETF in order to earn $100 per month in dividends is quite simple. Right here we have SCHD, or the Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. We're going to be using SCHD for this example to show you the math, but you could do this with any different stock or ETF. SCHD pays a quarterly dividend of 60 cents per share, which means SCHD pays 20 cents per share per month. So now going over to the calculator, you would type in $100 because that's the monthly goal of dividends you're looking to receive, divided by the monthly payout for something like SCHD, which is 20 cents per share, which would mean you would need 500 shares of SCHD in order to earn $100 per month in dividends. Now SCHD is just around $70 per share right now, which means in theory you would have to invest $35,000 into an ETF like SCHD in order to earn that $100 a month in dividends. But what's pretty cool is that there are other ETFs out there, something like the JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF, known as JPXI. So JPXI has a much higher yield. With this ETF, it's much more income focused, meaning that this fund is most likely not going to give you as much capital appreciation in the long term and is not going to grow their dividend as fast as something like SCHD, for example. But this monthly paying income ETF is going to pay you quite a bit per month in dividend payouts, at least it has historically. Speaking of historic payouts, JPXI has paid out a trailing 12-month dividend of $6.19 over the last year, and that's an 11.31%, way higher than most dividend stocks and even most dividend ETFs you're going to find. Now JPXI pays out around 42 cents per share per month, which means that if we go back to the calculator and type in $100 divided by 42 cents, which is how much JPXI pays the investors for every share they own, you would need around 238 shares of JPXI in order to receive that $100 per month in dividends. Now JPXI is currently around $54.60 per share, which means you would just need to invest $13,000, which is much less than something like SCHD in order to earn that $100 per month dividend goal. Now these two examples bring up a good point. As we talked about earlier in the video, just because an investment, just because an ETF or stock offers a higher or lower yield, doesn't necessarily mean that they are a better or worse investment. To really decide if a stock or ETF is a good investment, there's really a whole process and an art form to figure out if a stock or ETF is a good investment, and it takes some time. But just for the sake of this video and just to show you that it is possible to reach that $100 per month goal of dividend income, let's go through a few more strategies. Now here's an extremely high yielding fund, the Simplified Volatility Premium ETF, known as ticker symbol SVOL. So SVOL has a trailing 12-month dividend yield of 17.6%. Yes, you heard me right, 17.6%, with an annual trailing 12-month payout of $3.87. SVOL also does pay a monthly dividend, and the last dividend announced was 32 cents per share. Now going back over to the calculator, I'm sure you're getting familiar with this now, the whole process. $100 divided by 32 cents means you would need only 312 shares of SVOL in order to earn somewhere around that $100 per month in dividends. Now the craziest thing of all is SVOL is currently trading at around $22 per share, which means you would only need to invest $6,875 into SVOL in order to earn $100 per month in dividends. Now it's also important to note that of course this is just a generalization and a theory, because of course something like SVOL, as you see, doesn't even pay the exact same amount every single month. And lots of different ETFs are like this, which is why once again I reiterate that it's much more important to buy into high quality ETFs or stocks that have a long safe track record, in my opinion, rather than just dumping all your money into some high yield garbage. Just for the heck of it, let's go through one last option, and this one is going to be fun. The last option is the Yield Max, the Tesla Option Income Strategy ETF. It's a fund that currently costs around $13.50. Now, this fund has a trailing 12-month dividend yield of 30.55%, an annual payout of $4.07, and a monthly dividend of around 44 cents per share. Now going through the math one last time, $100 divided by 44 cents per share, which is what TSLY currently pays per month, you would need 227 shares of TSLY to earn that $100 per month dividend goal. Now remember, TSLY is around $13.57, which means you would just need $3,084.09 invested into something like TSLY in order to earn that $100 per month goal in dividend payments. Now please take my word for it, when certain things in the stock market seem too good to be true, or the numbers just don't really add up, a lot of times your intuition is right. So although it's fun to look at different options that do offer extremely high yields, make sure to actually do all your own due diligence, and at least in my opinion, the get rich for certain option always beats the get rich quick methods. But I want to hear from you guys down below. Out of the few options that we talked about today, the different ETFs that could get an investor in theory to $100 per month relatively quickly, which is your favorite option and why? If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this in the future, make sure to please drop a like in the video and subscribe for more. Thanks as always guys, and I'll see you in the next one.